Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see boobies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
Always are. Howdy all. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the double Ds, where you, the chat, the gatekeepers, you help protect what we used to love. It still needs protecting because it has, listen, all these great things, they must be carried on into the future. And that's what everybody's job is. If you love what you love, if you are a fan of something, collect, protect, and preserve it. Anyway, it is Monday, February 2nd, one of the two greatest months of the year. Where white people have to be shamed. And then in June, if you're straight, you have to be shamed. I'm a little spicy this morning because I've just the idiocy of what we live in. It hurts your brain. And it's not as cold as it was. It's almost 30 degrees, heat wave. But yeah, so I'm in a little bit of a weird spot this morning because Mondays are always weird. You never know what you're going to talk about. We talk about so much the previous day on Sunday. What could we possibly talk about? We still have stuff to do today. We do because we have a chat. Maybe watch us reviews, Matchstick Men. I've got a couple ideas, a couple things I want to go over, and then we'll go over the news. We'll see where the day takes us. We always see where it takes us. Listen, I cannot control that. I'd have to demonetize the whole stream. But think about it like this. I don't let them put ads up in the middle of the stream. I don't. At least I think I don't. I have it turned off. You're not supposed to get an ad in the middle of the stream. So thank me for that at least, you know. Anyway. And I will enjoy ad revenue. Ad revenue is good. I've discovered lately people watch your videos a lot, you can actually make money. So it's a nice thing. I like it. I want more of it. Watch my videos. They're good. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing all right today. What am I going to get started with here? Well, this is one of those weeks of the year where certain things get focused on. We are basically 6 days away from the Super Bowl, and that's going to take up a lot of the oxygen in the room, which, of course, means next Sunday there will be no roundtable because Super Bowl. It's that simple. It's a very simple equation, especially now that we moved the start time of roundtable back an hour. We bump right into the Super Bowl. So we decided, no show this year. No show this year on Sunday. Take it easy. Take a break. I'm going to take a break on Sunday. I'm definitely taking a break on Sunday. But the Super Bowl is an important time of year. Super Bowl is very important because, very simply put, the entire nation's eyes are on that program, whether you watch it or not. A lot of us put it on in the background for just because it's there. I mean, I don't really care, but I do care about what goes on in between plays. I care about what gets advertised because as somebody who covers pop culture, some things get announced, some things get spotlighted, and we get all kinds of stuff. And what we have here, though, is a key moment. This is the moment where you gin up excitement for your product, especially if you haven't done a lot for it, or you need to keep enthusiasm going. I made a statement about a month ago when talking about Disney MCU, Disney Marvel, where they have to literally keep up the enthusiasm for Avengers Doomsday until December. They have to keep this going for a year. They released those mini trailers, those teasers, whatever the hell you want to call them, week to week throughout Christmas into January. And they had a little bit of an impact in terms of people talking about it, but now it's been about 2 or 3 weeks of nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the talk is already dying down. Now, what do? You're Disney. You need to save money. Disney needs to save money because they spend too much money. They cannot cover all their costs. You need to save money. But you also need to make sure that people remember that Avengers Doomsday is coming out in December. So here comes the Super Bowl. Here comes the Super Bowl. I said probably about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, I said on multiple streams, including this one and Roundtable, that Disney needed to drop a trailer. They needed to drop a trailer to make sure the enthusiasm spikes, make sure it remains relevant. And what better time to drop a trailer but at the Super Bowl, where everybody's watching. But guess what? Ain't happening. There will be no trailers for Avengers Doomsday or Spider-Man Brand New Day at the Super Bowl this weekend. That's not good. This is not good. One, there's been nothing for Spider-Man, and Spider-Man comes out before Doomsday. Now, it's Spider-Man, so it's a little bit of an easier work to get people to come to the theater because people will watch Spider-Man very easily. But still, there's been zero marketing for Spider-Man, and now Doomsday is already losing steam. Nobody's really talking about it except for the idiot shills, the idiot stans, who are going, Steve is Steve, and Sam is Captain America. Don't you forget it, you angry nerds. That kind of shit. But here's the problem. Here's the problem that Disney faces. They don't have money. And an ad costs $7 to $10 million. We'll average up $10 million for 30 seconds. And if you're going to put a real trailer up, minute 30. Even a teaser is a minute 30. That's $30 million instantly added to your marketing campaign. Avengers Doomsday is already probably north of $700 billion in terms of its production value, and its marketing will probably be upwards of $200 to $300 million. This movie costs $1 billion. So I can see the business side of, well, let's not drop $30 million on a Super Bowl trailer because we don't have that money. But at the same time, you're losing steam. You're losing energy. Nobody freaking cares about this stuff. X is a lie. The shills, the stands, they are a lie. We've covered that repeatedly. So what you have here is the big problem. You got to spend money to make money, but Disney don't have money. At the same time, they need to spend money to generate enthusiasm, to remind people the movie's coming out, because nobody's excited for this. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's excited for this. They're not. They are not. The MCU has zero impact on pop culture anymore. Nothing. Nothing at all. And you go back 10 years, and it was King of the World. King of the World, 2016. Captain America, Civil War. Boom. Boom. Everybody's ready for that shit, man. Then we're leading up to, and then we're leading up to Infinity War and all that stuff. And boom, 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 boom. Everybody's excited. Everybody can't wait. Whatever your feelings are post Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, everybody was excited. They were invested. Nobody's invested for Doomsday, which means nobody's invested for Secret Wars. And the rumors are Secret Wars will be split into 2 movies now, possibly. Marvel has a problem. Nobody cares about their product anymore. The saturation has numbed the audience. As I said, Spider-Man won't be a problem. Spider-Man, once they start getting the marketing out there, which they kind of need to start doing, you're 5 months out now. You kind of need to start. But Spider-Man won't be a problem because there is goodwill with Spider-Man. They haven't blown the goodwill. Now, I personally think Brand New Day is going to be a shit show. It's going to make money, but I think the story is going to be hot, stinky, steamy garbage. But people are going to go see it. People are going to go see it. $1 billion easy. Billion easy. Doomsday doesn't have that luxury. You don't need, here's the thing. You don't need build up for Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker. People love Peter Parker. People love Spider-Man. You need to build up the enthusiasm for Doomsday because majority of that cast is unlikable. Nobody cares about those characters. Nobody likes those actors. People like RDJ. People like Chris Hemsworth. People think Chris Evans is gay. But that's not enough. That's not enough. You don't have a connection anymore to your audience. Your audience are a bunch of twittering morons on social media who live in fantasy worlds. That's who it is. That's who you got. So you essentially got nothing. You essentially got nothing. You have to count on the normies, the casuals, to get excited. And without a trailer to remind them, normies will forget because normies care about their normie stuff. Normies make the world go round, but they have the attention span of a gnat. One thing flash in front of their eyes, they say focus. Oh, what? The noises make them look around and they get distracted easily. They're not nerds. They're not nerds. They are not going to dump their money unless you remind them to dump their money on something. Which is why Spider-Man, as I said, is an easier grab. It's very easy to remember. Oh, I like Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. I enjoy Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. He's cool. But you see Doomsday, wait a minute. What's going on in this movie? I don't remember all these people because it's been so long since I gave a damn or watched. It'd be interesting or been talked about. Here's the problem. So no trailer at the Super Bowl. That's a fail. Now, I mean, Disney can't spend the money, obviously, but now that's a fail. Complete and total fail because whenever it comes out a week or maybe a couple weeks later on the internet, it'll get an internet pop, but not everybody watches it. Not everybody watches it. You got the whole eyes of the whole country on the Super Bowl. Not necessarily on the internet on a social media post. So I saw this last night and felt like I had to talk about it. I think that's going to be a problem. Last night, they're all so happy. I saw these posts today. He's going to be at the Super Bowl, and all the conservative right-wing chuds, they're going to have meltdowns. Their brains are going to explode. Yeah. It's gonna be mocked hard. I think it's gonna be mocked hard than whatever that shit show was last year, Mr. Mumbles last year. That's all. I don't remember who it was. I remember calling him Mr. Mumbles because that was that mumble rap bullshit. So, yeah. So that's the funny thing. It's funny, and I don't even know. I mean, football guys, is the Super Bowl matchup Seahawks-Patriots? Is that even a good matchup? I don't know. I'm asking. I have no idea. I have no idea if that's even a good matchup. I saw TASM 1 in the theater. I saw No Way Home. I saw Homecoming in the theater. That I saw those in the theaters. That's because I liked Andrew Garfield. I thought Andrew Garfield was okay. He got a little too much hate. I enjoyed him in the first one. Second one was trash. That wasn't a good movie. But I enjoyed Andrew Garfield. I thought they should have folded him into the MCU rather than starting over with Tobey Maguire, not Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland. Too many T's in the dub. I always thought that was okay because it would have been very easy to fold Andrew Garfield stuff in there, but they chose not to. And the problem is, while Tom Holland doesn't have a lot of baggage, people are not really in love with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. They're not. They aren't. Because here's the thing. And this is one of the major criticisms of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He hasn't, until now, he hasn't had to be Peter Parker on his own, which is one of the key character traits of Peter Parker, struggling on his own, scraping by, broken promises, all that kind of stuff that goes into Peter's life. And what we've had until now has been Iron Spider-Boy. And people don't like that in the end. Not to mention the MCU version of his surrounding characters in life have all been shit. No, to have the balls to call Zendaya's character MJ, it's ridiculous. It's retarded. And that turned a lot of people off. I am probably not going to see Brand New Day. I have no reason to see it. I don't. I'd have to be made to see it at this point. Doomsday, that's different. That's conversation review purposes. Because that Doomsday, in terms of the overall conversation of the success and failure of Disney MCU, is more important than Spider-Man. In terms of all the hopes are pinned on Doomsday, and Spider-Man, it's an easier win. We talked about that yesterday. I just put the video clip up yesterday of our discussion of the casting in Chris Nolan's The Odyssey. It's good. We went on for about almost half an hour on that one. So if you guys want to check that out, it is up on the channel. It's been clipped out, clean from the stream. We had a good discussion. And problem is Zendaya is Athena. That's a problem. I still think that's a problem because she's a terrible actress too. Patsy Hawks is okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I feel like there's this Super Bowl doesn't have the pizzazz that I don't feel electricity in the air. Let me just figure that. I do not feel electricity in the air over this Super Bowl. I think this is one of those Super Bowls that people are going to watch out of habit, not out of excitement. Unless you're a Seahawks or a Pats fan. If you're a Seahawks Pats fan, you got your dick in your hand, you're ready to go. But if you're a casual or if you're a regular football fan, I feel like there's not a lot of, oh, we're ready for this. We're ready for this. We're excited. It's just, it's Super Bowl. Okay, let's go. Let's watch it. We'll be there. That's what I feel like. That's my take. As someone who's disconnected from football in general, that's an outside point of view. Broncos, Bears. I could see that, considering neither of those teams have won in a while. Or in terms of like the Bears, it would be a big thing if they did actually win finally. It's been what? When was the last time the Bears won? The 70s? Is it the last time the Bears won a Super Bowl in the 70s? So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember. I don't have football knowledge like I do basketball knowledge. So either way, but the Super Bowl will happen. 40 years. So yeah, it was the 80s. So they won in the 80s. They won in the 80s under Ditka. Was Ditka coached by then? I got threads of memory here. So I would have been this is a completely outside thought looking in. I would have loved to have the Bears just for the go to Super Bowl and then lose so I could watch Kinnell have a meltdown. That would be funny. It'd be funny to me. It would be funny. Because that kind of sports depression only comes when your team gets so close and they lose it. I mean, I've been there. I've been there when my teams come close and they lose it. So that kind of sports depression meltdown would have been funny to watch. Hey, so what? I don't care. I said it. It'd been funny. It's my only reason for caring. And but the Super Bowl is this weekend. I suppose we're going to get other things. They say there's going to be a Mandalorian Grogu trailer this weekend. So I guess come Monday, we'll be talking about that. See what happens with there. Also, per update, now that we are here, last year, close to this time in April, May, you find people paid for me to do some things. This month, I will begin working on the Disney Star Wars fanfic y'all paid for last year. We're at that time. I have to get to it. So I will be putting thought to paper, to pen to paper, cans to keyboard, stuff like that. This week, I'll begin the mental storyboarding, as it were. I'll begin work on it. I will try to have it done by the end of the month. And then once it's done, I put it in Jed's hands. I don't do anything with it. Once I've completed it, a couple edits here and there, I give it to Jed. And then Jed will deal with it. I will have done my part. I will have written a serious attempt at Disney Star Wars fan fiction. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be disgustingly bad in my brain. Just for people who might be coming in, what am I talking about? We got a lot of new people since last year around here, especially in the past few weeks. Some of you might not be aware. Last year, when I started this stream almost a year ago now, coming up on a year in a couple months, we had a particular donation tier going. I needed money at the time. I was in dire straits, so we did a donation tier, and we crossed some levels where I have to deliver on some content. One among them, the fanfic I just mentioned. But at the same time, it is now time for me to start promoting this every week for the next February, March, April, and part of it. So basically, the next 3.5 months. I must now begin to remind everybody that on May 25th, 2026, there will be a pseudo meetup. It's not an official meetup of any kind. It's a pseudo meetup. If you can come and gather, we will be going to Disney World's Star Wars theme park, Galaxy's Edge. Because I essentially lost a bet with life where you guys racked up a bunch of tiers where I will have to go we have to go to the theme park for an entire day. We're going to live stream the whole day. We're going to live stream the whole day. Okay? Whole day. And basically, as long as I'm on camera, I have to behave as though I am a Disney Star Wars stan. I cannot criticize. I cannot attack. I cannot hate. I must love, love, love Disney Star Wars for the whole day. We'll have get up. Probably people will have somebody's gonna run probably the phone or the GoPro or some shit like that. We'll make sure it's all there. I mean, some of the guys have the tech down there to make it work, so we'll make it work. And no, don't be no, Clanker. No. You do not get to make shit up. You do not get to make shit up and add things that are not part of that. No. I will have face paint on, which you guys will decide in the closing moments that week. There'll be a poll, a vote on what the face paint is going to be from Star Wars. Rachel will paint my face. The stream will start with her painting my face in the parking lot that morning. That's when it's going to start. We'll do our hellos, and then it starts. And then we march in, and then I'd spend the whole day. We go to rides. We're going to build a lightsaber. We're going to build a droid. You guys will direct it. I have to praise the actors in their suits. I have to love Kylo Ren. I have to love Rey Skywalker. I have to do everything possible. We'll be on stream. As long as I'm live, I will have to behave myself. I have to do it. And then that night, we were going to go see Mandalorian and Grogu. And I have to sit there. Well, you'll see it. The camera won't be on during the movie, but as we start the movie, we will record me sitting there with Baby Yoda Grogu sitting in my lap as I watch this horrific movie. And then when I get home a couple days later, I have to write the positive review before I can release my negative review, my real review. So there it is. And of course, we'll be streaming, and yes, super chats and all kinds of stuff will be available. Tips, things will happen. Things can be made to happen on the whole day. Whole day. I'm going to be that Monday, and then I'm going to decompress Tuesday and go home on Wednesday. Because no matter how good we are growing the channel in the next couple months, that will not be enough time for me to move down to Florida, even if the channel suddenly bursts into livelihood for me. We will get there. The goal is June, livelihood by June. That's the goal. That's the goal right now. Trying to make this channel finally work. Because we're up, and tomorrow's the 5-year anniversary of this channel. 5 years I've been doing this. Many people have leapfrogged me. Many people have sped past me. Because a lot of them are grifters. A lot of them are tryhards. A lot of them are look at me senpais. A lot of them basically stoke anger to get views. I stoke discussion. It's not a quick way to success, but it's integrity. I have not tricked anybody that joins my channel. I have not pretended to be something I'm not. I don't run a gimmick. I don't suck up. As much as I respect and appreciate those who built our sphere, I do not suck up to them. I don't beg for their attention. I don't look around waiting for my tap on the shoulder. 5 years, I have earned every inch that I have scraped for. Granted, I thought I'd be a lot farther along, but here we are. And it's through your support up to this point that we got here. And I appreciate each and every one of you who've been here from the beginning and along the way. Those are coming in new. Thank you for being here. And you guys, you're coming in now with the current mini wave that I'm writing. You are going to be the ones that hopefully break me through. Your arrival will help me break me through. We can get there. But because I won't be there, I will have to fly down, come back, decompress, write these reviews, get them up, suffer for your entertainment. But there it is. So that's a reminder. So on May 25th, Monday, May 25th, Memorial Day, we will be at Orlando, Florida's Disney World Galaxy Edge. We will be there. So it's a mini meetup. People are invited. If you're fans of the channel, if you're friends of the channel, stuff like that, we'll be there. We'll be having a day. I won't be having fun. Y'all going to be having fun. I'm going to be miserable. But then again, that is your fun. I'm going to be miserable. That's what you paid for. That's what you're going to get. So we're going to be reminding everybody of this for the next, essentially 3 months. I'll be reminding everybody it's going to be happening. So when it gets closer, if you're going to be there, we'll release more details as we get closer. Since Jed is down there, he'll be able to organize it a little bit better than I am because I don't know anything at all. I am several hundred miles away right now, north of that. So I cannot facilitate an organization, but Jed will work it out. We'll have it all set up and we will have fun. Well, it's again, you'll have fun. I'll be miserable. Now, and if Dermy somehow is able to make it, which I doubt because Dermy's schedule is not permitting, we'll have to hold hands for 30 minutes at one point. We'll have to hold hands for 30 minutes. And if we don't do it this one, it'll be done in another meetup at a later date when we're both at something like that. It'll happen. You guys paid for that tier. It will happen. Woo! All right, so promotion time done. Let's get on with today's show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Well, one of them is going to be running the GoPro. I see. Here's the thing. I can't run the stream. I'm going to have to turn over the stream to somebody else because I'm going to have to be free to move around and be retarded. So either Jet or Beardo will be running the camera that day. One of them is going to be running it. I'll be center stage, but they'll be running the stream, talking to you guys, or telling me when there's a super chat, stuff like that. So yeah. Lots of people are going to be laughing at my expense. Listen, I can take being made fun of a little bit. This is something that is within the realm of reason. It'll be embarrassing, but it's for entertainment value, so I can live with it. Okay, why don't we move on to the news? We've talked about me enough. Let's move on to the news. Let's do a little refresh. And I know it's going to come up, so we'll talk about certain things once they appear here, because a lot of retarded shit happened last night. All right, let's bring up the news. See what we got going on here. Let me check Stream Elements real quick. $15 from Dermy's Inner Monologue. Dermy's Inner Monologue, not mine. I found a new game that I really want to play. Look up and react to Farm Love Legend for Switch. I'm the fat guy, but that's okay. Farm Love Legends for okay, Derby's Inner Monologue. We will get to that right after the news before we do chat, maybe watch his reviews. All right. Thank you, Derby's Inner Monologue. All right, so let's get started here with the news. Noah Kahan announced his first stadium tour for summer 2026, including Rose Bowl. Stop. I don't know who that is. I don't care. Bad Bunny won 3 Grammys last night, talked a lot of shit, and will be the Super Bowl halftime show this year. I don't know if he's going to wear the dress still. Like, I heard rumors he walked that one back, but I hope he wears the dress because this dumb shit needs to be ridiculed. You know, honestly, fuck 90% of musical artists. Fuck 90% of them. They're all hacks. None of y'all Frank Sinatra. None of y'all. None of y'all Frank Sinatra. None. None of y'all are Louis Armstrong, Satchmo. None of y'all Ella Fitzgerald. None of y'all. None. Those are true talents. Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin. Some of the greats. Some of the greats, man. None of y'all. None of y'all. Y'all hacks. Y'all politically motivated, ideological hacks. And matched up against true talent, you would all fail. We got a Smoo raid. Oh, thanks for the raid from Smoo. Smoo the DJ. Thanks, Smoo. Much appreciated, dude. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're at the news segment of the show. You can go back and catch up for the monologue portion. We're at the news portion of today's show. So Bad Bunny, when he's the him being the halftime show, it's gonna be terrible. Probably, I will say mumble rap from last year is probably going to be better. All right, MST3K, that still goes? I didn't know MST3K still happened. Post Malone and Jelly Roll team up for the Big Ass Stadium Tour Part 2. Jelly Roll got very religious last night, so that was very serious on that. So that's I didn't expect to hear about that. Don't care about Chilean mystery drama. Disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother is being treated as a crime, sheriff confirms. All right, I'm sorry for her. 68th Annual Grammy Awards review. Music's biggest stars found their own ways to recognize a national crisis. And here it comes. Here it comes. Praise for a bunch of ideological half-wits who have no talent crying about ICE and illegal immigrants being deported. And people finding fucking around and finding out. That's what we care. I mean, funny thing is, though, Billie Eilish goes in her rant, America's stolen land. Conquered land. And just a reminder, nobody on the North American continent is native to this land. They all came. It's a little thing called the Bering Straits that they crossed over. Okay? Little thing called the Bering Straits. There is no such thing as a Native American. There isn't. There is not. They lived here. They fought wars with each other, and then we kicked their ass and made the United States of America, greatest country in history. That's what we did. So there is no stolen land. It's conquered land. But I love it that she's getting roasted because she has a $14 million mansion on a land that belonged to a particular tribe out in California. And everybody's saying, hey, why don't you give your land back to them, huh? Why don't you let them come live on your $14 million land? How about that? Of course, that fugly bitch is quiet about it. She's ugly as sin. She hit every branch of the ugly tree on the way down. I don't care how big her tits are. Big tits does not equate fuckable all the time. And it just hit my elbow, and it kind of hurt on the desk. So there was a fucking loser show last night. Bunch of non-talented pieces of shit crying about shit that they have no actual connection to because they live in their ivory fucking towers with security all the time. I'm going to stop. I'm going to say some things I shouldn't say in terms of service. I'm going to stop. Either way. So, industry costume designer on Mastering Henry's Everyman. Tech Bro style in season 4. It's meant to be casual, but it's very, very... I don't even know what this is. Odyssey director Christopher Nolan takes on the industry's troubles as DGA president. I don't even know what the DGA is, but good luck, Nolan. You might be staring down the barrel of a disaster come July. Helena Bonham Carter, Caltriona Balfe, and Emma Laird join Anthony Hopkins and Richard Ere's Daphne du Maurier-inspired romance, The Housekeeper. Well, listen, Helena Bonham Carter and, of course, Sir Tony are fantastic, but I don't know what they're in there. I don't know what that is. Don't care about that. Jessica Chastain and Chris Pine to lead a drama, This Is Pleasure. Well, skipping that. Let's see. Anything here? Iron Lung director Mark Plyer cries after self-financed movie debuts to $21 million globally. So that means it pulled in 18 domestic and $3 million international. A hero's moment to the show Indie Filmmaking Impossible. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday on Roundtable. Jed broke it down. $3 million to make it, completely funded from his own pocket, distributed by him, and essentially made. I would say when you take in extra stuff like that, little marketing, I would say the $18 million he made, take out the $3 million, I would say that's pure profit right there. That's pure profit. Complete and pure profit. So good for him. Good for what I'm told, because I don't pay attention to this. Good for this old-time YouTuber, this old-school YouTuber, to put his money where our mouths are and make something new and add to the pop culture lexicon. It's good for him. And this goes into what we were talking about yesterday at the end of Roundtable. That video will be coming up later today. I've cut it out, so just a preview now if you haven't watched it yet. We are staring down the barrel, or Hollywood is staring down the barrel of irrelevancy. It's gonna die out, but they're gonna cringe and hold on and cling to the very last second. And what happens afterward in the post-Hollywood collapse, because it's coming, we're going to get a decentralized, essentially, film industry where guys like Markiplier and other people will be able to put their money out there and make things happen on their own without needing to get the approval of Hollywood, Western entertainment, all that kind of crap. They're not going to here's the thing. Here's something we didn't add yesterday. I'm thinking about this now. Everybody who gets involved in the post-Hollywood entertainment field for making movies and TV, guess what they're not going to have to do? Join the unions. No Writers Guild, no Actors Guild, none of that crap. No one's going to have to join their fucking unions because it's going to be decentralized and it's going to be promoted by them. And it's going to be about merit. It's not going to be about, oh, I pay my union dues, let me get in here. Oh, we're all thugs taking money that we didn't earn. No, it's going to go to the people, and they're going to do. And as we talked about yesterday, if you go watch the video when it comes out later this afternoon, it's going to be about making the best you can with what money you have. No bloated budgets. Restraint, as Jed put it. So even though I care not for Iron Lung, and I'm sure Jed's going to talk about it today on his stream a little bit, probably about what he thought of Iron Lung because he went to see it last night. I applaud Mark Plyer for what he did. I applaud it. This is what we need going forward. Make your own shit. Ignore Hollywood. I'm going to ignore legacy publishing. I'm going to put out books for your entertainment from my own hand. I'm not going to rely on the gatekeeper agents to get me in someplace because I don't care what those who can't, because that's what agents are. All around, agents in every level of entertainment. They are those who could not. They become the gatekeepers, the suck-ups, the sycophants. We don't need agents. Be your own agent. Build your platform. That's what we're doing here. Sell yourself. Keep your money. Pay the people that help you, and then move on to the next project. That's what you do. And help and help the people that help you. You know, the rising tide lifts all ships. So good job, Mark Plyer. Good for him. I applaud it. And this is the beginning of what the post-Hollywood collapse will look like. Decentralized filmmaking and television making without Hollywood's approval. And pure profit. $18 million profit, essentially. Give or take a couple million. We don't know what the extra costs might have been outside of that. But he essentially made a shit ton of money, which he will probably use to either support himself for another movie or maybe invest in somebody else's movie. That's how it's going to be. And I love it. Fuck Hollywood. Concourse Media Nabs don't care. Detective Tail Extraordinary don't care. All About the Money don't care. Don't care. Let's keep going here. Anything else? Don't care about Kennedy's. Don't care. Original Jurassic Park stars Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum reunite for Xfinity Super Bowl commercial. You know, I want to say good for Sam Neill. He beat cancer, from what I heard. I heard that Sam Neill beat the cancer. So good for Sam Neill beating the cancer. Good for Sam Neill. Beat that cancer. Cancer sucks. I don't care about any things. Let's keep going. Grammy parties. Why do we fucking care about Grammy parties where a bunch of coked up, no talent bitches get high and fuck each other? Why do we care? I don't care. You know what does care? My nose. I need to blow my nose. Excuse me for a second. My nose was so disgusted it had to expel snot. All right, I don't care about your Tony Award crap. Same worthlessness as Grammys. The Michael Jackson movie. I hope that does well. I personally don't care, but I hope it does well. Ryan Coogler named Creative of the Year by Creative Collective. Anything with the word collective after it, I want nothing to do with. And also, Ryan Coogler's getting way too much slobber right now. Way too much. Steven Soderbergh launching weekly film and cocktail series with Nighthawk and Singani 63. Well, he's not making the Ben Solo movie, so I guess he's got to do something because that's never going to happen. ESPN took a $110 million hit from YouTube TV blackout last fall. I love hearing that. Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney. Disney gets bumped from Zootopia 2, Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Parks in end of year 2025 quarter streaming income jumps 70% as company stops disclosing Disney Plus Hulu subscriber numbers. I don't know how you get a bump from Fire and Ash when you lost $600 million on it, because it only will have made $1.4 billion. And per James Cameron's own words, it needed $2 billion to break even. You lost $600 million. But that's Disney, putting their thumb on the scale. Don't care. Anything else of interest here before we move on to the next tab? Anything. Not going to support you. Fuck off. Not really. Okay. Moving on. IGN. Here's a fresh look at Raccoon City in ruins via live-action Resident Evil Requiem trailer. How close are we to that? Is Requiem this month or next month? I think it's this month, isn't it? Like next week? Requiem's this week. RE Boys going to have your fun. RE Boys are going to have their fun. Xfinity's Jurassic Park Super Bowl ad features digitally de-aged Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. That's going to be creepy as fuck, though. That will be creepy as fuck. The de-aging stuff. Lego Batman 007 First Light and Mortal Kombat 2 headline more than 80 exclusive reveals coming to IGN FanFest in 2026. Oh, fuck off, IGN. We're only here because you are a decent place to go for a collection of gaming and pop culture news. The Incredible Super Mario Remix just beat Wicked star Cynthia Erivo to a Grammy, and Nintendo wasn't even involved. That's funny. That's funny that a Mario remix beat out Cynthia I'm a Demon Baby Erivo to something. Netflix pulls curtain back on Stranger Things Tales from 85 with new teaser release date and voice cast confirmation. I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think the Stranger Things is now subsided. And as we've discussed when it was happening, it will now find its little place, but I don't think there's going to be anything for this. I think this goes nowhere. Helldivers 2's Face of Freedom really wanted to be part of John Helldiver. I don't know what that is because I don't play Helldivers 2, so I'm going to move on. Neo 3 could be coming to more consoles than just PS5 sooner than you think. Hey, cross-platform. I'm all for it. I got no problem with cross-platform. I'm not one of these exclusive guys. I need my exclusives. I'm not one of those guys. Spread the love. HBO brings forward next episodes of Night of the Second Kingdoms and industry to avoid Super Bowl clash. Well, that's smart. Air it earlier because you know your numbers would be hurt by it. But I'm not going to go on a germ rant, so we're just going to move on. If I keep talking about this, I'll go on a germ rant, and I don't want to go on a germ rant right now. I really don't. Silent Hill F actors appointed tourism ambassadors for Japanese city that inspired the game. I guess that's smart for tourism. That's smart. All the movie trailers are reportedly set for Super Bowl 2026 and some glaring omissions. We already talked about that today, so we're going to move on. Lessons learned. Developer behind Nintendo Switch censorship controversy apologizes, says disclaimer wasn't visible enough. Don't censor anything. Simple solution. Don't censor anything. Let the titties be free. Newly released MMO Ashes of Creation left in tatters as senior team quits and management issues layoff warning. And now Steam is reported investigating. Oh, shit. All right, so I know that Kel and Weasel in the chat, you guys were playing this a couple months ago, going at it. Boy, I'm glad. One of these moments, I'm glad good old girl is too old to play these games. She can't handle it, and I didn't put money into that. You guys get a refund on that? You guys should get a refund on that, man. Shut down today. Are you guys going to try and get a refund? You should. That's stolen money right there, man. That's stolen money. You invested. This is why, again, early access. Always be careful with this early access stuff, man. But I'm sorry, you guys had some high hopes for that one. I know you did. I was there where you were playing it. I was hanging out. You guys had some high hopes for that one. Oh man, how long have they been working on this game? How long? 6-7 years, something like that. Have they been putting 6-7 years in this game before it pooped just now? Because 6-7 years, suddenly you get your early access, and now suddenly it just 10 years. Fucking A. 10 years, you finally open up for early access, which means everybody's just being essentially paying to be beta testers. And now it crashes and burns. People quit. people fired. Damn. That's criminal, dude. Try and get your money back, guys. I don't know if you get your money back. These are extenuating circumstances. You paid for this, and now it's done. And it had some good ideas in it. I feel as though they just were not prepared to execute them. If you can't get a game like that, you can't. They might take a hit. Well, they're gonna have to pay all y'all back. They need to pay your money back, dude. You bought this game, and yeah, you played more than the 2 hours, but you paid for a product that was going to come out, and now you don't even have it as it is. You get your money back, Kel. Weasel, get your money back. Everybody deserves their money back for this shit. I mean, I've talked about this before. This is why it's so dangerous for early access games. And this is why nobody trusts MMOs anymore these days. These guys promise the fucking moon and the stars, and then they shit the bed. Or they scale the game down so far that it's not even remotely a game they promised when released. This is why I keep saying there needs to be a change in the production and creation of MMOs. Something needs to change, because this ain't working anymore. It's not working. No one's even there. Yeah. Oh, I hope so. You know what? You guys might be able to get in on a lawsuit because of this. You played the game. You guys spent at least, I would say, 60, 70, 80 hours playing this shit. Because you were playing when I wasn't there. I know you guys play this. So I hope you guys get your money back. And if it's a lawsuit, sign on to it, dude. Sign on to it. You'll get something. Fuck these guys, man. This is why it's so hard to find a good MMO. Because on one side, you've either got WoW, which has no passion anymore, and they sold out for identity politics and activism. Or you've got Final Fantasy, which is good, but has plateaued in terms of its creativity. I mean, they could still make good new classes because Viper was fantastic, but the game mechanics themselves are tired. It needs to change the way the game is played. You need better, longer dungeons. You need a better rating system. The game needs to it needs to change its mechanics. It's a great game, but it gets repetitive, too repetitive, and not worth it to do the repetitive nature of it. Because boss in a box, savage modes are not fun. They're terrible. And I'm a fan of Final Fantasy 14. I love it. And Viper re-enthused me. I love playing Viper. 48 hours in there? Okay. Still, that could be a whole game for some things. That's a whole game. Beat and played. So this is a shock, and I guess it's ashes now. Nothing's being created out of these ashes, and I still dream of an MMO that doesn't promise the moon and the stars and deliver shit or fall apart under its own weight. I don't know where we go for MMOs here. And I really want a good MMO. I dream of a good MMO. I've told you guys this. I've told you my dream MMO. Something that this game was supposed to have that reactive to the people, to the players, a reactive world. But the way they had it, where each region was supported by people there, I don't know if that was a good idea. And it feels like that was a stretch. But I want an MMO that doesn't have a set routine of adventure. I want an MMO where you go to that hub city, you join the Adventurers Guild, and the quests are constantly changing. I want that adaptive world. I want an instanced world. where you have open world, but the dungeons will change a little bit. There's a real rating system. It promotes creativity. It doesn't lock you in to play a certain way. And at the same time, original gear. I think an MMO would benefit massively. So from after a certain point, would create a gear system that generates exclusive gear when you get it. It's yours. It's yours. Good. Have loot mean something again. Don't just be materials to craft something. Have loot mean something again. Because anybody who play these games, half the time the loot is garbage. You're there to get currency or materials to either craft a piece of gear or spend the currency to get a piece of gear. Loot drops are shit now. Shit. Yeah, and that's a sad thing. And it's only reason WoW will outlast is because they were there first. They were there first in the modern era. I know that EverQuest, Ultima Online were there first, but WoW was the first modern MMO. And there are enough whales that cling to it that will do it. I'm going to look this up real quick. Current player count for World of Warcraft. Current player base. Right now, World of Warcraft has a large player base with estimates for 2025-2026 suggesting over 1.6 million average concurrent players across all versions, reaching highs of 2.25 million daily active players and around 7 to 9. All right, so they essentially have around 9 million, a current active player base of 9 million. That's about who we have for WoW. Now, WoW used to have 30 million, 20 to 30 million. 14 probably has about half that, and everybody else is way, way, way below that. So WoW will last because of its built-in base that refuses to leave, because of the amount of time and money sunk into it. So it is the cockroach. It will survive. It's the DSP of MMOs. It'll survive because of its whales. That actually works as an analogy. Anyway, so it sucks. I'm sorry for people that were hyped for Ash Creation. I mean, I know, Kel, you had high hopes for it, that it would turn into something cool, but it shows you, it sounds like it was a scam from the beginning now, man. 10 years, lost money. Lawsuits are going to happen. All right, that was an unexpected conversation, but that was a good one. Avengers Doomsday star Ian McKellen appears to drop a huge spoiler. Whoops. Somebody should have told Sir Ian, don't blab it. Mark Pliers, Iron Lung, and that were yesterday's news. Okay. Early access release for Hopper signals Disney with confidence in new Pixar film. It will be another Elio. It'll be just as bad as Elio. It's going to be just as bad. We've looked at that trailer. This movie's going to be garbage. Hot shit garbage. Taylor Swift's popularity took a hit before Blake Lively's legal fallout spread collateral damage. Fuck Taylor Swift. Please let her crash and burn. She's not that talented. She ain't that hot. Disney marketing reorganization signals centralized control as company pushes one unified brand, because this week, rumor has it, they're voting on the new CEO this week. The new CEO, who will be the same as the old CEO. Warhammer YouTube channels deleted as shadowy enforcement firm targets fan creators. Ooh, that's not cool. That ain't cool. Listen, YouTube is ash hole. YouTube is ash hole. I fight every day. I'm very careful. Last night, our buddy Samuel Infamous, sent me a video of somebody trying to tell us why a Jem'Hadar should be in Starfleet. He said, dude, react to this. And I go, yeah, I would if I didn't have a strike because we're reacting to stuff. So you got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. People will abuse YouTube. Harry Potter actor John Lithgow attacks J.K. Rowling over gender views after previously dismissing the controversy. Well, somebody got to John Lithgow. Somebody got to John Lithgow and told him, you better go after J.K. Rowling. You better do it. Oh, God, I have no respect for anybody anymore. None. Amazon. Okay, that's from yesterday's news. All right, so there you go. There you go. There's the news. We're sticking to it. You guys can have time to think on any of those extra articles you might want to go into. Yeah, that's a sad thing. It's going to have to evolve into something else, probably. People don't want to put the time in, is the thing. It's going to evolve into the co-op market is what it's going to evolve into. And that's the sad part. Until there's a technology jump where you got real virtual reality and stuff like that, where you can jack in something that it's got to be a Sword Art Line level for it to grab a new generation. It sucks. I love MMOs. I love them. And but it comes back to what I said a minute ago, Kel. The old model isn't working anymore for MMOs, and that's why it's not grabbing a new generation. The old model needs to change. It needs to evolve. It needs to be something that can be interactive and be intuitive and have room to grow as it exists. The old MMO market doesn't work for that. It's not. The old MMO style is too rigid. It's too rigid in its concept. But let me rephrase that. The MMO market in the West, in the East, the MMO market is alive and well. Japan, Korea, alive and well. They're fine over there. It's the West that has a problem. We have a problem. Fucking Zoomers. Can't pay attention to shit to more than 5 seconds. So the trick is then to evolve. It's going to have to evolve. And I have good ideas, but I'm not a game developer. So I don't know if my ideas are reasonable. But it needs to evolve. Just has to. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about any of that because I honestly don't care about a lot of it. I don't. Anyway, all right. So we have a tip from during his monologue. I need to look at what is this called now? React to Farm Love Legend for the Switch. Okay, before we get into chat, maybe watch his reviews, I'm going to do that. And you're not wrong, Kel. It is a mixed slot, but it is active. It's very active. I mean, the Korean MMO. Listen, you couldn't pay me to play a Korean MMO. That kind of grind, the insane grind. I'm okay with the grind, but Korean MMOs are a nightmare. All right, so let's see. Farm Love Legend. All right, here we go. We'll go right to the horse's mouth here. We're gonna go right to the horse's mouth, right to the source because we have the link. Is there? We'll worry about that if I see a video for it. Farm Love Legend: transform your animals into anime girls. Dude, I'm not a fucking. Oh God! Now I will give it this. She's not a total furry. But we're borderlining here. Now, is this a regular Switch game? Yeah, I could get this. What are you doing there? This isn't a place for someone like you. Now, this is the Switch, so it's not a Gooner game. There ain't no sex in this game. This is all just busty anime girls in clothing. Looks like there's some sort of combat. That's you, I guess, finding that. Congratulations. Your new monster has evolved into a big-breasted pig girl. I'll give them this. They didn't go full furry. I mean, I am of the proponent that if it just has the ears and maybe horns and a tail, but the rest of the body is human, it's not a furry. So, but still, if they start out as animals, that's a weird place to go. Did you know that this place is known for making people feel a bit more playful? Well, I don't need much help, but you might. And then there's options to please your big busted cowgirl. And we got more pictures here. Kingdom of Lumiron. Oh, no. See, here's the problem. They start off as furries. I don't want a fucking animal. I don't want a fucking animal. Oh, of course. Of course. I start covering this. Look who shows up. Of course. I am not playing this. I've been given a super chat, a tip to react to this. I did not choose this. I did not choose to react to this. I mean, those are some giant fucking titties right there. And she's only got the pig ears. She's mostly human, but she started off as this right here. She started off as this. And that's where my problem comes from. I can't. Well, I mean, I don't own the game. The game costs $30. And we don't do the make me play shit anywhere. We don't do the make me play shit. We don't do that. We don't do that. I give you guys a choice, but nobody makes me play shit anywhere. That did not go well. That did not go well. But yeah, I mean, now it goes back to the beginning. Yeah, it goes to the beginning. Now, the problem here. Okay, here's the problem here. Looks like she's still built a furry down here, and I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. I don't want no fur on my anime girl. Fantasy violence, suggestive themes, but it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo. All right. Welcome to a farm where nothing is normal. 1 minute you're feeding the animals. The next, you're in a turn-based battle against a chicken with ninja kicks. Defeat her, capture her, and what? She transforms into a cute anime girl who wants to go on a date? A farm love legend. Every animal hides a secret human form. Every battle could unlock a new romance. Ugh. Every girl you meet has her own wild personality inspired by her animal nature. A shy lamb girl who just wants a hug. A proud fox girl who loves teasing you. A strong cow warrior with a heart of gold. Your choice to decide who will be your ultimate farm waifu. Just don't let the other girls find out. So you have to cheat on all of them. This is just a little too close to furry for me. As I've always said, it's one thing to have your anime cat girl in a fantasy world with just the ears and the tail, because the rest of her is essentially human. There's no fur there. It's nice, smooth anime girl skin and big titties. But this, I see fur. It's too much. It's too close. It's too close. I can't. I'm not against Gooner games. I'm not. But this isn't even a real Gooner game. They're all going to be clothed. Listen, right here, you ain't going to see her titties. I'm not even all the effort I'm going to put into dating the pig girl. Let's just say I put in all the effort to dating the pig girl. I am not going to be rewarded with titties. I very much doubt I'm going to be rewarded with a titty pic because it's a Nintendo game. And they're not going to put it in there. This is not the days of the Ninja Girl game, which I can't remember the name of anymore suddenly. Is it the days of that where you're going to get them titties? Not going to get the titties. Where's my reward? I can't just fap to this. I need more. I need inspiration. I need visual aid. Game features: capture and transform battle animals like in a monster game. Then date them as cute anime girls. Turn-based comments, strategy meets seduction. Romance and visual novel choices. Build bonds, go on dates, unlock secret memories. Farm life plus waifu life. Upgrade your farm and your relationships. Multiple endings. Which anime girl will become your legend? It's weird, it's funny, it's sexy in a wait, what way? Are you ready to fall in love with your farm? No, I'm not. When did this come out? Well, it's obviously out. I wonder when it came out. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know that. So when are they gonna make a Pokemon version of this? Well, that I am not into Pokemon, so that doesn't work for me either. Jeez. Listen. Like I said, I am not against Gooner games. Gooner games can be fun in many ways. But This is just, it's borderline to me. It's borderline to me. It's borderline furry for me. And I'm not a furry. I'm not into furries. I'm into cat girls. I could be into anime cat girls, as I said, who have the basically human. But this, and there's no reward. Look at that. She's filthy, and she probably wants to be filthy with you. But there's gonna be no reward here. No reward. So no, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this, and I don't want somebody to spend $30 on this for me. I really don't. It would. It's not. It's not rewarding. Not rewarding at all. Make Dermy play it though. I'm fine with that. Make Dermy play it. I'm okay with that. I mean, listen. I'm looking at her giant tits right there, and I'm thinking things. I'm not lying. I'm thinking big ass titties. But she still was a pig 5 minutes ago. She was a pig. She was a pig. She was an animal. And it's too close, man. It's too close. See, there it is. I mean, I want to enjoy the games. I want you guys to enjoy the games I'm playing, but I also would like to enjoy the games I'm playing too. It's kind of I enjoy you guys being entertained, but there has to be something in it for me as well, besides the money. Because if I'm playing it, I'll keep playing it. I'm having a good time, and we have a good time together. All right, there you go. Thank you, Dermy's inner monologue, for that one. All right. We got one more thing to take care of here, though. We are not done. We do have a chat made me watch this reviews to deal with. I was tasked with watching Matchstick Men. Nick Cage, Sam Rockwell, and a few other people who you probably recognize here and there. And here is the bottom line. I found this movie very boring. I also find it. Here's also the thing, too. This movie's about con men. One of them, Nick Cage, happens to also have massive OCD. Massive OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, where he has to do all kinds of things in order to function. This is no secret. I've said before, I have very mild OCD. When I was in New York in 2003, 2004, going to culinary school, it was such an unpleasant experience that something kind of broke in my brain a little bit. And I developed some OCD tendencies. Because I was working in kitchens, I've developed a hand washing thing. I got to wash my hands a few times. And, I say that's a good thing. If I'm making food for you, you want my hands to be clean. So I have a hand washing thing. I don't consider this a bad thing. I consider this very Japanese. I'm very shoes off at the door when you come in my home. Shoes off at the door, and watch where you step. You step in. Basically, no place where a shoe is stepped comes into my home. I think that's just proper manners. It's Japanese manners, and which I don't think is OCD. That's why I don't consider that. But I got a lot of other little things that I do, but they're all about me, and they're pretty self-contained. And I've developed many a coping rationalization mechanism that allows me to function semi-normal out in the world. So my OCD is mostly about me feeling comfortable. And there's the thing also. OCD is about making yourself feel comfortable so you can function. And I understand some of what's in this movie maybe better than most people, because there were times when I was really broken, when I was at a very bad place mentally, and I did some retarded shit in order to make my mind move right. So just stop. You want to see my foot? Show my foot right now. You don't want to see my foot. Well, I do need to. It's that time of the month to cut my toenails, but still, you don't want to see my foot. Anyway, point is, so you got Nick Cage's character as massive OCD, which plays into a lot of this. And Sam Rockwell is also a con man. So long story short, they're matchstick men, which is a term for a con artist. And I predicted this movie 15 minutes in, because what happens is, after a particular con they run, a quick con, an in and out quick con, no long con. Nick Cage takes pills to keep him sane. And he drops all his pills down the garbage disposal unit while he's doing a thing. And he needs to get a new doctor. And Sam Rockwell, his partner, sends him to a new psychiatrist to get new pills doctor. And in this moment, I immediately realized they're conning the con man. And that's what this movie is. It's a giant con of the bigger con man to get his stored money that he saved for years of being a con man. And they basically run a con on him where they think they're conning another guy for a lot of money, but in fact, they run a con because it's so obvious. At one point, Nick Cage, because to a fake psychiatrist, he reveals his inner thoughts, that he had a girlfriend who possibly had a child with, and then boom, right away realize, oh shit, here it comes. And then, suddenly, guess what? You have a 14-year-old daughter. And so goes the con. Fake daughter comes into his life, and you can see all the signs are there. She never wants him to come up to the home to say hi to the mom, never talk to the mom. She appears out of nowhere at certain points, never coming from where she's supposed to. Everybody else kind of pushing him into direction to do stuff. Eventually, she wants to see this and see that. And it's so obvious. And what happens in the end is they run the con on him. They steal everything he has. It's all the things that con is coming. Fake violence, fake attacks. You're in a place that looks like it's a real place but isn't. And I saw all the signs. It was a very particular movie. The problem is it's also boring. And it's also tedious to watch somebody with super OCD. Because I don't need to open a door 3 times before I leave it. I don't need to touch something 3 times, 4 times before I leave it. The only thing I do is wash my hands. That's because I feel my hands have to be a certain level of cleanliness when I do stuff. That's just me. And as I said, if you want me cooking your food, you kind of want that, I would think. My hands to be very, very clean. And of course, I wear I mitigate. I wear a lot of gloves doing stuff. I'll put nitrile gloves on when I do a lot of stuff so that I don't have to wash my hands. But watching him do all this stuff, it's not funny. At least not to me. And it's not entertaining. And that's different, and you know it. That's different. Anyway, but so the whole movie revolves around the con that you realize is the con, and they take everything. And it's also the movie's trying to also suggest that let's be honest, yes, is a lot of the OCD in our heads, those who have it. Of course it is. I know that some of the shit I go through is unrealistic. But I can't quite get around it. And I acknowledge that. So I cope. I create coping mechanisms. And in the end, Nick Cage is forced to abandon his OCD and embrace real life. Because throughout the movie, he kind of flirts with a cashier girl at his local supermarket. And unironically, she looks very similar to his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife. You find that out at the end. But he flirts for the whole movie, and by the end of the movie, when he's forced to get a regular job, not be a con man anymore, you discover that he's able to come home and be normal. His tics are gone, and I don't have any nervous tics either. I'm not that kind of OCD person. I got no nervous tics. I'm not going, eyes are, I'm not going that shit. He's off to he's off. He basically found normalcy and found a new life. She's pregnant at the event. So it's kind of a happy ending that he got out of the con game. He interacts with the girl one more time when he finds her maybe in a con. It's not really clear if she's really running a con on some dude or not. But it's watching them do the whole con, the whole movie, it's just tedious. And here's the problem with this movie as well. We've seen having con men be your protagonists. It's not new. Not new at all. The show White Collar on USA was very good at making you get behind a con man as your hero protagonist. Plenty of movies have con men as heroes protagonists. Problem is they got to be likable. Nobody in this movie is likable. They're all annoying. Now, That's not saying the performances aren't decent. Everybody does a decent job in this movie. There's no bad acting going on here. It's just a relatively boring movie about characters I can't root for, dealing with something that for me is a little bit of my real life, and therefore I don't really want to see it portrayed to such an extreme because I'm not that bad and I keep it under control. And in the end, yes, I'm glad he gets his happy ending and stuff like that, but it's it's not fun. But to answer always the final question from Kratos on these things, it is better than The Room because there is a real story here. There are real characters and everything does make sense. It's just not fun or entertaining, at least not to me. So there you go. That's my thoughts on Matchstick Men. Well, he got her pregnant, so clearly he had a happy ending. Anyway, so there you go. Chat made me watch his reviews. Matchstick Men. I honestly do not recommend it. I don't find it. I didn't think it was a very fun movie either way. Let's take another look. Nope, that seems to be it. We seem to be done for the day. So what do we got today? Well, tonight on Jed's channel, we will be doing some. What's it called? Jump Space. We'll be doing some Jump Space where we'll be killing stuff for a couple hours. After that, I'm probably gonna call it a night because I'm still catching up on sleep from last week. So I'm gonna rest up. Tomorrow we've got more Dragon Quest 1 HD2 day. Now remember, we've got 2 polls running on the channel right now. One is the next game we're gonna solo stream. Next game, we're essentially choosing the next game to try and get us through February and the first part of March, so we get to Crimson Desert on March 19th. Because that's a date, not that day because mine's a physical copy. It'll probably get here a day later. But Crimson Desert in March, we're gonna be playing that. That's our major solo gaming stream. New game. Very excited to play that. That one looks like to be a lot of fun if it delivers on everything. That's a game that was supposed to be an MMO and they turned it into a single player game. So could be fun. Could be fun. Then let's see. So to vote on that poll, we've got 3. You guys essentially probably got another 2 weeks on that poll. Probably another 2 weeks. At least a week. Then the other poll is voting on this month's Nerdgasm. You guys have 3 weeks left on that poll. So please, if you haven't voted, go vote on that one. And then I have to scramble to put together people to come talk about said whatever wins. Looks like Farscape's going to win right now. This weekend, for Saturday Night Drive-In, recorded edition. Excuse me, hiccups. For recorded edition, Jed and I will be talking RoboCop. Buy that for $1. Jed's never seen it, so it should be a good discussion. Then, of course, Thursday, we've got more Starfleet Academy. Episode 5, this will be the Deep Space Nine episode where they will probably shit all over Cisco lore. I'm gonna get angry. If it gets multiplayer, that'll be cool because I'm down for that. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with that game. I'm excited to play that game. I think that's one of my most anticipated games this year, Crimson Desert. Then let's see. Then of course we've got Where No Man Let's Go reviews this Saturday, and of course no roundtable this weekend because it is Super Bowl Sunday. So just gonna take it easy. Anyway, so thank you everybody for joining me today. I'm going to send you guys over to Jed where you can make him write weird stories for basically chat Choose Your Own Adventure. So go on over there. I'll see you guys later tonight on Jed's channel for some Jump Space. And we're plugging away, guys. Your support is great. We have keep sharing the videos, leaving comments, hitting the like button, watch the videos. This is our chance to get out there and make a difference with the channel. Get me to grow. Yeah, the Voyager game comes out, right? The Voyager game, that one comes out. That comes out. Kel looked into it. I have no interest in it. I know it's got an interesting thing where you can change the story of Voyager with your choices, but I don't have an interest in being the Voyager crew. I just don't. I do not. Honestly, I'd probably get Harry Kim killed for real. And I'd probably throw Neelix out an airlock or something. And than try and cloister 7 in a room and teach her humanity all night long. All right. Goodbye. See you guys later.